holding it up, saying they're putting the U.S. economy at risk, which of course has implications for the world. Our senior Washington correspondent Neil MacDonald has the latest for us. Neil.
Well, Peter, Americans are about to find out how much they truly depend on their federal government. And Republicans are about to discover the extent of the public's tolerance for far-right ideology. As midnight approached, the biggest employer in the United States prepared to shut down all but essential services. Nearly 1 million public servants on unpaid furlough, with all the attendant consequences for a recovering economy. On Capitol Hill, the hardline Republicans who have blocked their own party's attempts to climb down were proclaiming that Barack Obama is now responsible for what's going to happen.
The president will negotiate with the Iranians. The president will negotiate with the Russians about Syria. Aren't Americans as important as Syrians, Russians, and Iranians?
The hardliners, all members of the so-called Tea Party caucus, say they will allow government to keep operating only if Obama agrees to kill his own health care law. Here was the top Senate Democrats' answer to that.
We are not going to mess around with Obamacare, no matter what they do.
The irony in all this, if you can call it that, is that shutting down the government will not shut down Obamacare. It is funded and protected as an essential service.
You don't get to extract a ransom for doing your job.
Late today, the president spelled out to Americans what the shutdown will mean to them, and he reminded Republicans they campaigned against Obamacare in last year's election, and they lost.
One faction of one party in one House of Congress, in one branch of government, doesn't get to shut down the entire government just to refight the results of an election.
In reality, though, they get to do exactly that, and they're dragging a reluctant party establishment along with them, like lemmings in suicide vests, said one non-Tea Party Republican lawmaker today. This could get a lot worse. In about 2 weeks, the U.S. Treasury will be unable to keep paying America's debts without borrowing more money. The Tea Partiers say that if their demands aren't met, they'll be willing to force a government default. And if a shutdown is bad, a default would be catastrophic. It could provoke another recession. But that's the mathematics of Congress, Peter. 40-odd Tea Partiers could actually threaten the global financial system.
Neil MacDonald in Washington tonight. Thanks, Neil. Finance Minister Jim